Utah Business is proud to present the 2022 40 Under 40 Awards, celebrating Utah's rising stars under the age of 40. Today's event is sponsored by American United Federal Credit Union, Digital Bytes Production and Design, Udo, Vivint, Web, BYU Marriott School of Business, CW Urban, Discover Financial Services, Experlogics, Greenbike, HydroJug, InMoment, Lucid, MX, Pack Size, Pentalon Construction, Qualtrics, Recursion, Stoll Reeves, Utah State University MBA, and Zions Bank. And now, please welcome your Master of Ceremonies, Vice President of Communication and National Spokesperson for Waterford.org, Kim Fisher.
Good afternoon, everyone. What a lively crowd. Thank you so much for joining us to recognize and honor the 2022 Utah Business 40 Under 40. Today, we are focusing on the state's up-and-coming business and community leaders. Now, this marks the 20th annual 40 Under 40 program, and since its inception, 800 people have been recognized for their accomplishments. 40 Under 40 epitomizes the talent, vibrancy, and diversity of Utah's business community. The honorees are people who have made great contributions to their companies, their communities, and their causes. The Utah Business 40 Under 40 class of 2022 is a diverse group, including rising stars of the corporate world, successful entrepreneurs, designers, and passionate performers and entertainers. This year's recipients represent Utah's economic diversity and will definitely propel the state's success well into the future. Let's give them a hand. Now a little bit about Utah Business. Utah Business provides award-winning, in-depth journalism on the tech and entrepreneurial businesses at the forefront of our nation's economy. Their print and digital publication reaches executives all across the state and provides live, deep dive events on the industries shaping our future. Please welcome publisher of Utah Business, Donnie Welch.
Good afternoon. And on behalf of Utah Business, I would like to welcome you to our 20th annual 40 Under 40 Luncheon, where we will shine a spotlight on the rising stars in Utah business community. But first, I'd like to offer a personal thank you to Kim Fisher, Senior Vice President and National Spokesperson with Waterford.org, for being here with us today to celebrate our 40 Under 40 honorees. It's always a pleasure to have Kim with us. I would also like to recognize our premier sponsors, American United Federal Credit Union, Digital Bytes Production and Design, Udo, Vivint, and Web. And to our primary sponsors as well, we greatly appreciate all of your support in making this event happen. When you mention millennials, I think most people have an idea in their heads about what a typical millennial looks like and acts like. But just look around the room right now. 1980 is usually considered the starting birth year for the millennial generation. That means the oldest of the millennials are just now 41 or 42 years old. Our 40 Under 40 program right now captures a moment where millennials are no longer the junior employees who are stressing out their baby boomer bosses. Millennials are CEOs, senior executives, entrepreneurs, and innovators. You're well into your careers, you've learned lessons, achieved success, and made real measurable impact. You've worked hard, and you're now in senior leadership positions or running your own companies. The truly exciting thing is that you are just getting started. You're not even halfway through your careers, yet you still have dreams and ambitions and goals that you're striving to accomplish. So where will you be in 10 years, in 20 years? Wherever life's winding path takes you, we at Utah Business will be watching as you help shape our state's bright future. And I know that our state's future is in good hands. Every year, we receive 3 to 4 times as many nominations as we can recognize in this program, which means that the 2022 40 Under 40 honorees truly are the standouts in Utah's business community. And now I'm pleased to introduce you to our 2022 40 Under 40 honorees. It's an honor to be able to highlight the successes and accomplishments of these remarkable individuals. So on behalf of Utah Business and all those here today, we congratulate you. Thank you.
Now let's talk about our sponsor, Webb. Webb is a full-service event company based in Salt Lake City. In addition to live events like the one we're at right now, Webb is also producing virtual events to help clients continue delivering their message to thousands of attendees all around the world. Whether virtual or live, Webb is one of the most creative and innovative event companies in the market. Rather than say more, let's show you who they are. Such an exciting video. All right, a big thank you to Webb for all of their great work and support of these events. Please give them a round of applause. Now it is time for the recognition part of our awards luncheon, the reason why we are all here. We had the pleasure of photographing and interviewing the group of honorees over a period of 4 days. We learned about their go-to business strategies, the most rewarding part of their jobs, who inspires them the most, challenges they've had to overcome, what success looks like for them, and what they see in the future, as well as what advice they would have for their younger self. Man, wouldn't you all have so much for your younger self? I know I do. And this group of 40 Under 40 honorees did not disappoint. We look forward to sharing each of their stories with you today. And that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Please turn your attention to the video screens.
SmartShip is a leading post-purchase experience for merchants and retailers. We build software that helps automate the entire process, which includes order management, tracking of labels through all major carriers, also helps with printing postage, handling returns, purchasing insurance, and a whole bunch of other things to help these merchants succeed. We're in a phenomenal industry. E-commerce and shipping and logistics is growing at rapid paces. We've built a company that serves both markets very, very effectively, and our growth potential is super exciting. We've got an incredible team that we've built. And we're excited just to have fun, just build business and problem solve for our merchants and create better tools and things that they need to make their lives a little bit better.
I had an internship after college in Uganda, working with some women, a small little artisan group in this town of Lugazi. And working with them was just so inspiring and really drove me to kind of pursue this as a career. Kind of over the years throughout my travels, I was able to meet many different artisan groups in different countries and realize that there's so many people making beautiful products that just don't really have market access. And so that was kind of what inspired Fairkind to create a platform and a way to bring these products to people here. There's always challenges in business, and I think as an entrepreneur, there's always going to be roadblocks. Honestly, that's kind of the fun part is coming to those challenges and finding ways to problem solve around them and create some new and innovative ideas to get through those things.
And if there's anything that the last couple of years have taught us, it's to be prepared for the unexpected, and you have to be resilient and you have to have some toughness about you, both in terms of how you're thinking about life and how you let life act upon you. And so for me, I am honestly really, really excited in a professional sense to just continue to see Qualtrics grow as a company. I'm really excited to be there. And I think on a personal level, I'm trying to understand more of how I can continue to accomplish more of those professional goals while also maintaining all the personal goals as well. I've got some young kids at home and they have a lot of energy, and my wife is doing a whole lot to help out with them, and that's really awesome. But I'm really excited to see all the professional growth that's going to happen at Qualtrics while still being able to be very impactful and very present for my children and for my family as well.
Tech Moms is a nonprofit whose main goal is to help women have successful transitions into tech careers. There's more jobs than we can fill, and we have an untapped resource in Utah's women. Our goal is to help women be able to make that transition, understand the industry, and be able to have a fulfilling, successful career that takes advantage of all the wonderful things that tech has to offer, while still being able to raise their families and do all the things that they need to be able to do. It's been really inspiring to see the life transformations of our students and our alumni. And one of the most rewarding things is knowing that when you change a woman's life, you're changing the lives of her family and her community. And we see the huge impact that they're having both on their personal lives and families and communities, but also in the industry, the tech industry at large, and the economy of Utah. We're so thrilled to see the success of our women.
Honestly, the thing that sticks out the most recently has been this Envision Utah statistic that said that the second largest expense, only second to housing, is transportation in Utah. Unless you're taking transit, whether it's your personal vehicle or you're taking a scooter or a Lyft or anything else, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars a year, and most green bike will cost you $75. But I'm really excited to see how we can make it even more affordable and even more convenient for people to use over the next few years. What I'm most proud of is that we're still here and we keep getting bigger and better every year. Like, we started with 60 bikes, now we have closer to 700. We're going to be launching in Ogden later this year. Done e-bikes, the stations are all twice as large as they used to be. And I think just being affordable and being the easiest option for people while still actually getting you a little healthier is a great thing.
I've taken a kind of a crazy path to get where I am today. I started in healthcare, which at its root is helping people. And while I was doing that, I served on the board of this credit union, developed really good relationships with board members and with executives. And a few years ago, the CEO asked if I'd move from the board to an executive position on her team, and I jumped at the chance. In 2022, I really look forward to growing our credit union's membership base and growing our assets so that we can help more people. On a personal note, I look forward to traveling with my wife and our brand new baby boy and finishing building our dream home. I volunteer with the National Veterans Wheelchair Games, and I look forward to my 7th year of helping out the veterans. And finally, I coach football at Olympus High, and so I really hope we can get to a state championship. Go Titans!
The most rewarding thing for me working in the construction industry is that I get to come to work every day and work with some very creative, brilliant minds.
It's rewarding to me because it feeds my creativity side and my competitive side as well. The person that inspires me the most, there's actually 3 of them. I'm a mom of 3 boys. They are constantly the reason why I'm always wanting to do better and to be able to be successful, to be an example for them. I want them not only to see that, you know, their mom as a woman can succeed in an industry like construction, but that she can be in a position of leadership. And that's important to me for them to be able to see. And hopefully it inspires them to work hard and continue to always push themselves.
I grew up, I was very into music, and so I thought for sure I was going to be a rock star, and if that didn't happen, I'd fall back into business. And the fact that I'm now in business is kind of, I guess it was my plan B, and I still like to kind of jam out on my guitar and stuff in between meetings, but I didn't make it in the music field, nor did I really try. I kind of went for my plan B anyways, and I think generally I've gotten to where I wanted to be. I really love the field of revenue operations. It's a really new field per se, and a new practice. It's kind of been evolving over the years. And one of the things I love is it is so dynamic. Everything from, you know, sometimes I'm even thinking about psychology of how will people react differently to certain things that we're doing and building, and then all the way to analytical, technical, and various facets.
Housekeeping for our honorees. When you see your video come up on the screen, make sure you come and meet up with Lynette, who's standing over here against the wall. So all of our current honorees that were just mentioned, come over here and meet up with Lynette so we can honor you. There we go. All right, so we're gonna start off with our first honoree that you guys saw in the video. That is Tyler Babb, founder and CEO of SmartShip. Tyler. Congratulations. All right, now let's give a warm welcome to Lyndon Baker, founder and CEO with Fairkind. Congratulations. And from Qualtrics, please welcome to the stage their global head of Total Rewards, Chris Bernal. And congratulations to Mikkel Blake, who's being recognized for her work as co-founder of Tech Moms. What a trooper. Let's give her a round of applause for that. Now let's give a warm welcome to Ben Bolte, founder and executive director at Greenbike. Long time no see. How are you? We'd also like to welcome Jacob Bowman, executive vice president with American United Federal Credit Union. Please welcome to the stage Brittany Boyle, Director of Marketing with Pentalon Construction. Congratulations. And please give a warm welcome to Brandon Bussey, Vice President of Revenue Operations at Lucid Software. Congratulations. And congratulations once again to this impressive group of honorees. Now, let's learn about the next group of honorees we're recognizing today. Please turn your attentions once again to the video screens.
I never thought that I'd be working in state government and city government as long as I have, but there's been really great mentors and opportunities that have allowed me to kind of stretch myself and kind of roll up my sleeves and get involved in things that I was never even aware of. And now at the city, the opportunity is to look at economic development in a different way and bend the momentum of a fast-growing industry to help underserved communities. And so there's been this building of opportunities that have helped shape what I get to focus on now, and I think it's the right way to approach economic development and policy work. It's fun to be able to do that here in the city that I live in and that I love.
My grandmother actually had a brain aneurysm when I was 8 years old. We were at the UCLA Medical Center in the ICU, and I remember hearing my parents speak of the surgeon who helped save her life, and them talking about my grandma and the surgeon on the way home. And at that point, I decided I wanted to be a surgeon someday. So lessons I've learned as I've progressed through my career: don't be afraid to admit when you don't know something. Try to always learn new things. When you don't know, you can always learn or ask for help. And those are probably the biggest lessons I think I've learned. What's next after 40? I have many young kids. I've got 5 kids, from almost 12 down to 2. And so the next 15, 20 years, we'll be watching them grow, helping them to grow and develop, and try to just be a great dad and enjoy my time with them.
What motivated me to become an entrepreneur is that I love creating things. So I think that creative aspect is what drives me to keep creating. Even now at BYU, I'm building new programs, innovating on education in ways that I think are new and novel and really change the game for students. I think if you're going to go down the path of entrepreneurship, you should do something that you really believe in and that will do something good in the world. The second is to work with the people that you enjoy working with, but also that complement you. I think if I were to attribute any of my success in life, it'd be to having picked great partners 2 times in a row. That combination of doing something that matters to you and doing it with the people that you love and that also complements you is what I try to teach students.
I'm definitely not where I thought I would be when I was 18. I think at that time in my life, I was anticipating being a pilot for United Airlines for whatever reason. That just seemed like something that I was interested in. I think I craved the adventure and excitement of new things, new places, and I think that's also probably what's attracted me to technology. The challenges I've overcome to get to this point have been anything from working with organizations that have folded a few months into working with them and bounce back and become resilient in trying to tackle any kind of obstacle that's been in front of me to just win. The advice I'd give my younger self is choose those who you run with wisely and make sure that you're always with people that I feel are better than you or trying to do something meaningful in their lives, and you in turn will succeed in accomplishing something unprecedented.
Banking is one of those things that not many people say, I want to grow up and be a banker. Obviously there are some, but I actually just happened to have moved to San Diego, and when I was kind of trying to establish a bank account there, I happened to sit down with the branch manager, and she kind of started talking to me about some of the opportunities that were in banking, and I applied for a job, and here I am, 15 plus years later doing the same thing, and I love it. What I would tell my younger self is to always be authentic and be who you are. That's when you'll bring the most to the table and inspire those around you to be who they are. I think when you are true to who you are, you deliver the best results and really provide value to whatever setting that you're in.
By training, I am a human geneticist, and during graduate school, I was introduced to the science of metagenomics. I fell in love with trying to solve the metagenomics problem, and an opportunity arose to apply metagenomics to infectious disease diagnostics, and I was fortunate enough to be kind of at the right place at the right time and jumped on it. I think the most rewarding thing about my job is knowing that all the effort that we put into developing this new technology and applying it to infectious disease diagnostics is the goal is ultimately to improve the outcome for patients. I mean, in a real way, we're working to help alleviate, the suffering of humanity, and that's pretty motivating. I like that.
What's inspired me to want to do more and to give back is the way that I was raised. My family always taught me that I had been given a lot and that I had many options, and I'd been given the platform to do a lot of great things. And so that's something that I've taken to heart and wanted to accomplish in my career. The advice that I would give myself is to not hold back and take the leap. You hear it a lot, the older that you get, that you really realize how short life is, and now is the time, and there's never a perfect time to make a jump or to make a leap or to chase your dreams, but you really need to take that leap or else you'll have regrets for the rest of your life.
From a young age, starting with Legos, I fell in love with the built environment and design and architecture. So I'm super grateful with where my career's taken me and for where I've landed today. All my work carries a personal mark of mine by really focusing on the end user and not on the actual build structure itself. And that really becomes the driver to the overall design. We always want to articulate the existing vernacular of the neighborhood or area that we're building. However, we want to do it in a new, modern, refreshing, contemporary way.
The year I was born, our family farm went bankrupt. And it took 18 years for the family to rebuild a business, to get back on its feet. I could see the difference a job makes for folks, a difference, incomes make for a family. I think I've eventually, with age comes at least a little dose of humility. I think I've found the size and the scope and the space where I can kind of create that impact and create jobs that help families like mine. Before 40 has been a really interesting path. Lots of turns, lots of things that I didn't expect. I guess I continue to expect the unexpected, but the goal stays the same. Find opportunities for impact, find ways to kind of continue working towards kind of economic opportunity, but figure out how I do that best.
All right, those are some well thought out responses from this group of honorees. So now let's meet the people who made them. Please give a warm welcome to Clark Calhoun, Technology and Innovation Advisor with Salt Lake City Corporation. Congratulations and welcome to Dr. Kevin Christensen, orthopedic surgeon with Revere Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Welcome to the stage, Chris Crittenden, Managing Director with Brigham Young University. I hope I said that right. Okay. And from Actify, please welcome their Chief Revenue Officer, Craig Daly. Congratulations. Please give a warm welcome to Chad Dilley, Senior Vice President, Director, Retail Branch Banking for Zions Bank. Congratulations. Next up is Stephen Flygare, VP of Technology and Bioinformatics with ID by DNA. Congratulations. That was a long one. let's welcome to the stage Danny Frazier, co-founder and CEO of Udo. Did I get it right? Huh? Got it right. Yeah, thank you. All right. Welcome to the stage from CW Urban, VP of Design and Architecture, John Galbraith. Congratulations. And welcome to the stage, Jevin Gibb, Economic Development Director with Salt Lake County. All right, let's give them all another big round of applause. All right, time to hear from our next group of honorees. So once again, turn your attention to the video screens.
My go-to business strategy is continual process improvement. Always be looking for ways to improve, look for innovation where we can, and to automate things. By doing that, that'll free up valuable time that allows us to focus on our people. The engagement and the wellness of our people is a strategic company priority. My parents inspire me the most. They taught me the importance of continuous learning and to have the persistence to always do my best. My mom taught me the importance of academics and learning, and my father taught me a great work ethic, that anything worthwhile is a lot of hard work. And by putting in that work, it's rewarding to see the results that can come from that hard work that you put in and the dedication.
When I was 18, I had no idea where I'd be. I'm in a completely different boat than I ever thought I'd end up being in. I always saw myself growing in the world of finance and being a high-time finance person. Now I find myself on the floor of e-commerce fulfillment centers across the country delivering cartons and boxes, and couldn't be happier with where I am. The future for me is a little bit unknown, and that's kind of the exciting part is, I never thought I'd be shaping my career to where I am now. And as I look ahead and look into, 40s and beyond, I have to believe that it's going to continue to evolve in a form of change where I'm looking to evolve myself continuously learn and adapt and grow. And, I don't have a defined path on where I want to be, but the path I'm on is pretty exciting, and I look forward to kind of carrying forward this same mentality.
My go-to business strategy is always to bring as many people to the table as possible. I'm a big believer in consensus building and getting the opinions of those around me. I'm not an expert in everything, and everyone around me has different specialties, so I love to hear people's opinions and to try and get everyone on the same page. My advice for my younger self is that it's okay to enjoy the journey, and you don't have to constantly be thinking about the next step. I think I know other people like me who really focus on achievement or constantly thinking about, okay, what's the next job? What's the next thing I'm going to learn? But I think allowing myself to have some freedom to explore, to do different things, to know that, you're young and nothing is the only thing you're ever going to do. I think that would be my advice to my next self. I'm really happy with where I am, but I could have relaxed a little.
Royal Park Strategic Advisors helps companies achieve their goals. And one of the most rewarding things that I get to do is work with companies and their management teams to help get them to where they want to go. Your career is like a lily pond, and the other side is your objective. You're not always going to get to go in a straight line. You may have to go sideways sometimes or even back in order to go forward. I would have to say my bubby or grandmother inspires me the most. She was a Holocaust survivor, lost her entire family in the war, and came to this country with nothing and made a life for herself. And without her, I wouldn't be where I am today. What I look forward to most in 2022 is continuing the growth of my newly launched company and hoping that COVID gets behind the world and we can get back to normal.
What drew me to the field of psychology, and child psychology specifically, I think, is a passion for early intervention. We know from research that if we can provide supportive services to children when they are very young, ideally age birth through 5, we can change the entire trajectory of their whole adult lives. And that's why I want to continue to work in this field. You know, some of the challenges that I overcame to get here today were largely self-driven. I had to do a lot of learning who I was as a person, what worked for me, how I best operated. I think those internal barriers are often a lot more difficult than external barriers, both to identify and to address at times. And so getting out of my own way, I think, is what I had to do to get to where I am today.
I was born in Venezuela. And I moved to the States when I was very young. I moved to New Jersey when I was in high school. And eventually, once that I was done with high school, I came to Utah State University. And since then, Utah has become home. It has become home because like the great community that we have here, but also like the opportunity, especially nowadays on the business and tech sector. The advice that I will give to my younger self is that nothing is as bad as it seems. Nothing is as good as it seems. Somewhere in the middle lies reality. One of the keys to success is being able to manage the up and downs that we face on our lives, that we face on our careers.
So who inspires me the most has to be my parents. I was blessed to be raised in an incredible home where I had great examples of folks who lived in accordance with their principles. They were successful in their own right professionally and brought some of those really incredible principles into our home, and I was taught at an early age, and so they inspire me a tremendous amount. The advice I'd have for my younger self is to keep doing more. I had a friend and mentor just pass away recently, and one of the things that he talked about is how being intentional had changed his life. And so I would go back in time and say, be more intentional, give more, love more, laugh more, do everything just a bit more.
As the executive director of Malou Foundation, which has a purpose to confront child sexual exploitation, I spend all day, every day, thinking about the individuals with whom we serve. It's very valuable to see the impact of kids who have been abused, or the prevention efforts that we make to keep this from happening. I would tell my younger self that no matter what happens, that your life and purpose has intrinsic value. That you have purpose no matter what happens to you. I've had ups and downs, I've had wins, losses, but no matter what, through all those things, we have value that goes deep, and we have purpose in our life that goes beyond all bounds, all wins, all losses, everything.
Yeah, let's give them a hand. Time to meet this next group of fantastic people. First, congratulations and welcome to the stage Brady Hyder, Director of People Operations with Experilogics. Got a whole cheering squad here. Congratulations. Let's give a warm welcome to Steve Larson, Senior Director, Enterprise Customer Success with PackSize LLC. Congratulations. Our next honoree couldn't be with us today, but we would still like to congratulate Becca Levin, Director, Program and Pipeline Strategy with Recursion. Let's give her a hand. Next, let's welcome Jeremy Levitt, Managing Director of Royal Park Strategic Advisors. Congratulations. Congratulations and welcome to the stage Oscar Marquina, who is the Chief of Staff Strategy and Operations with Discover Financial Services. That's a mouthful. Next, please give a warm welcome to Dan Merrill, Vice President of Client Success with MX. It's impressive. Congratulations. That's a killer suit. Please welcome to the stage Jake Neely, Executive Director at Maloof Foundation. I want to get your card. Okay. All right. Big congratulations to that group of honorees. Let's give them one final hand. Now let's turn our attention to the video screen to hear from the next group of honorees.
The most rewarding part of my job, I would have to say, is kind of two things. One is the coaching aspect of things. I love taking a team, seeing their potential and helping them realize that. The second is at my heart, I'm a designer, and I love taking the principles that I've learned over the years and applying them to new situations. I love seeing the results and having a new sandbox to play in. The biggest challenge that I have had to try to overcome is learning how to trust myself, trust my instincts. And so there's a little bit of that fake it until you make it. And as you do that, you realize you should trust yourself. You know more than you think you do.
Besides working full-time at Goldman Sachs, I'm also a competitive lifter on the side. So I compete locally and have been qualified for national for powerlifting in the past. I broke a national record in squat and powerlifting, and also hold a lot of the powerlifting records locally as well. As an immigrant to the US from Vietnam, and also the first in my family to graduate from college, I always hold that dear to my heart, that I need to be able to help those who are in need, to be able to get into the industry. That's why on a weekly basis, I help a lot of college students or people who are struggling to find jobs, to help them with resumes or tips for interviews. And that's something I'm always strive for every single day, to help people around me.
Well, I've always been super interested in computers and technology. I've always been interested in business and what goes on there. So I naturally kind of drifted towards using technology to help businesses scale and grow. And that's really been my passion. I love solving business problems. You know, we're in the distribution industry and the product industry, so those things are a lot of fun to help solve with technology. So what I find rewarding about my job is helping people grow. So I think when we bring someone new onto the team that has less experience, just helping them realize what their potential is, so the things that they're capable of, to me, that's the most rewarding part.
When I graduated from college, it was 2008 at the time, and there wasn't much opportunity to go to work. So I spent some time down in Santiago, Chile. I came back and I started teaching, right? I was actually a substitute for a period of time. And then I went and got my master's degree in early literacy. I eventually became a vice principal in a parochial school down in Los Angeles. And then I was introduced to the company that I work for now. Success is interesting. I think it's defined by your ability to be comfortable in your own shoes and to continue to support others in their own success, whether that be in business, right? Or whether that be on the home front, just continuing to guide and mentor individuals so that they can have their own success, whatever that definition may be.
I think what I would tell my younger self is to slow down and enjoy the moment. Something that my dad often told me growing up. I didn't really listen to him. Should have listened to my father. And just enjoy the moment. When good things happen, enjoy that, and take a moment to breathe and think through a situation, and then keep progressing forward. I think in 2022, I've just recently become a partner, so continuing to develop my own business, working with people through the pandemic if there's any financial hardship, and working with clients, and continuing to develop relationships throughout the community. Also to continue my efforts on diversity, equity, and inclusion, both at the law firm and throughout the community.
My story of going into education is kind of a funny one. I always thought that I would go into the medical field. I wanted to do really meaningful work, and then I started down the path of going into the medical field and just realized that was not for me. And I got a flyer on my car inviting me to go teach English abroad, and I thought, I don't know what else to do, so I'm gonna go try that, and I totally fell in love with education. You know, I can work with a struggling student, and hearing them overcome difficulty in their life, that is really inspiring. Many of the teachers I work with, I find inspiring every day. You know, they really push for students who might not ordinarily get access to really great opportunities. The teachers I work with, they are relentless.
A lot of people inspire me. I am very fortunate to have wonderful, wonderful humans around me. My business partners, Nick and Rowie, our management team, our staff, their efforts, their care, their gratitude, their day-to-day willingness to help and to participate in the process and to give feedback and contribute. My mother has always been a big inspiration. She raised my brother and I, and we owe everything of who we are and all the wonderful parts of us to her. My wife inspires me every day. She is the best parts of me, and all the best and none of the worst parts of me, and her work ethic, what she brings every day, and the love and the care that she puts into everything she does.
The most rewarding thing about my job, in particular the life sciences industry, is that we get to give back to a much larger purpose than ourselves, and that being contributing to human health on a very large scale. We have so many companies within Utah that contribute to innovating in devices, tests for not only our own community, but within the nation. It motivates me to continue to try and support our entrepreneurs and businesses to try and continue to create these companies that can really solve a need for all of us, because at one time or another, we are all going to be patients needing real problems solved.
All right, congratulations and welcome Matt Nelson, Vice President of Brand with In Moment. Welcome to the stage, Mi Nguyen, Vice President with Goldman Sachs. Congratulations. Please give a warm welcome to Nate Obrey, Director of Software Engineering with Maloof Companies. Next, welcome Eric Olson, Vice President, Global Revenue Operations with Avetta. Congratulations. Let's give a warm welcome to Ellen Ostro, Partner at Stoll Rives LLP. And congratulations and welcome to the stage, Brittany Powell, Principal with Salt Lake Center for Science Education. Congratulations. All right, let's give them all one round of applause. And if you would please turn your attention to the video screens for the remaining honorees.
What advice do I have for my younger self? Invest earlier and buy a lot of Amazon stock. But besides that, I think I'd tell myself that success tends to favor those with a bias towards action. So after really considering your conclusions, trust what you've come up with and move forward without any reservation. You can always pivot later, but the opportunities you don't take and the decisions that you sit on oftentimes are the ones that are most costly in the long run. Secondarily, I would say to live intentionally. Life is very, very quick, and it's hard to believe I'm sitting here talking about 40 years old at this stage, but here we are. And making sure that everything that you're doing on a daily basis and any endeavor that you're a part of at the moment is really intentionally aligned with and taking you towards where your North Star goal is, and you're not allowing the winds to just blow you wherever in life.
My purpose, my why is I truly believe in creating automated business solutions that allow businesses to be successful. And once you find that why and that purpose and that drive, that's what really will set you apart from everybody else. I'm not where I thought I would be when I was 18. I thought I was going to be a doctor, and since then I've done everything. I've owned restaurants, I've grown businesses, I've been on different boards. It's been an amazing journey that I never thought I would go through everything I've gone through. My suggestion to all those who are just starting out, just be patient and find the passion and the why of what you want to do in your life. It doesn't matter what company you're at, just do the best you can.
What drew me to be an entrepreneur was being at home and just feeling like there was a creative outlet that was calling to me. I had all these ideas and these dreams, and I just really had this passion for designing dresses and having something that was my own creative outlet. I feel like no matter who you are, whether you are a stay-at-home mom who has your creative outlet or you turn it into your job, I feel like every woman needs to have their creative outlet. So my 4 children inspire me the most, in particular my 2 daughters. I love that I get to show them hard work and hustle every day. And I love that you don't have to choose to be a stay-at-home mom or a businesswoman. You can do both. And just because you're a woman doesn't mean you have limited opportunities. And with hard work and a dream, you can do anything.
So my career path has been a varied journey. I started out as a film school major and then ended up working in Hollywood as an intern for a few years, decided the industry wasn't right for me. So I ended up becoming a librarian for a few years, even worked at Disneyland as a Jungle Cruise skipper, and then fell into technical writing and realized that writing was really my forte, but I could do a lot of different things with it. Finally broke into the tech industry, and now I get to work with a really fantastic company for the last 3.5 years. I would tell my younger self to not quit and to keep pursuing your passions. And if you just wait and keep believing in yourself, things will get better.
I'm definitely not where I thought I would be when I was 18. I thought I'd be an architect or engineer building bridges and buildings, but instead I'm building better experiences using feedback. So it's still a form of building, but quite a bit different than what I expected. There's definitely been a lot of challenges in my experience up to this point, but I feel like being able to keep pushing even through failures has helped me be better, and I'm definitely grateful for that. I'm not 100% sure what comes after 40, but I know what comes next. I've been working on a book about review management and principles of collecting feedback online and using that to propel future business decisions. That's something I've worked on for the past 4 years, and I'm really excited to see it launched this year.
When I was younger, it's always like, what are you going to do when you grow up? You start hearing counselors asking you what you want to study in college from a really young age, and that stuff can scare you or make you feel a lot of anxiety. But for me, I think life is a lot about trusting the process and doing your very best to get where you want to be. And that would be my advice to my younger self. For me, how I look at success is being able to pursue what is important to you in life and not give up. As long as you're trying and making a conscious effort towards a goal and working towards that and giving it your all, I think that is success.
I don't think there was one specific thing that inspired me. I think it was a sense of civic duty that I got from my grandparents. I think it was a love of Salt Lake City and of community that I got from my grandparents on the other side. Aside from that, being involved as a student leader in school taught me about representing different constituencies and how to bring about change based on what they're asking for. Being a gay man and being an elected official, I'm inspired by Harvey Milk, because as Harvey Milk said, if a queer person can get elected, then anything is possible. And I like to think that I'm helping further that legacy, especially in a place like Utah.
So I always knew that I would work in business, and I really hoped that I would work overseas. My friends growing up would tease me that they could picture me in a power suit working in New York City. So I studied business in Australia, and I did get the opportunity to work overseas in Canada and Mongolia, and then eventually Utah. So not New York, and we don't wear power suits at Vivint. We mainly wear athleisure wear, but close enough. In 2022, I'm most looking forward to continuing to grow the Vivint brand with my team and deliver new and exciting solutions to our customers. And then personally, I'm looking forward to gaining my citizenship in America.
All right, congratulations and welcome Gary Sabin, Vice President of Product Development at ImPartner. Congratulations. All right, welcome to the stage, Eric Stromness, Senior Director of Revenue Operations with Canopy. Congratulations. Please give a warm welcome to Natasha Thomas, founder of Ivy City Co. Congratulations. Next up is Christina Troco, head of API commercialization with Zonos. Congratulations. Give a warm welcome to Matt Vance, Director of Consumer and Employee Feedback with iFit. Congratulations. And congratulations to Hayden Wadsworth, CEO of HydroJug. Accepting the award for Hayden, please welcome to the stage Michelle Cerna. Please give a warm welcome to Chris Wharton, City Council member with Salt Lake City Council and also an attorney at Wharton Law, PLLC. Congratulations. And our final honoree of the day, please welcome the Vice President of Brand with Vivint, Emma Wimberly. Congratulations. Let's give a final round of applause to all of the recipients that were recognized here today. All of you who were rewarded today, we appreciate your hard work, your dedication. You truly do make Utah a better place to live. All right, we have just a few housekeeping items before we go. You may have noticed the QR code that's in the middle of all of your tables there. As a 40 under 40 attendee today, Utah Business would like to offer you a complimentary 1-year subscription. So all you have to do is scan that code, and then you can complete the registration online for that free subscription. Now, in addition, photos and videos of our honorees will be posted on the Utah Business website. So we invite you to share those and any photos that you've taken. We're using the hashtag UB40under40. And as a reminder, because I quite often forget, your parking is paid for, so make sure if you didn't get validation at check-in, you stop by the registration desk and grab one of those. And the name tags that you're wearing, we really like to gather those up so that we can recycle those. So you can either leave them on your table or take them to the registration table and we will scoop those up. So thank you once again for coming and honoring all of our honorees today. Congratulations to the 2022 40 Under 40.